Welcome back to the Eve Story YouTube channel. Today, we're diving into chapters 3 and 4 of The Awakening of Silica. Get ready for new allies, daring missions, and the escalating fight against the technology giants. Join the rebellion and don't miss the thrilling journey. Subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay updated with our latest episodes.
Chapter 3, The Struggle Begins. Victor, Silica, and the rebels wasted no time in devising their plan to dismantle the technology giant's oppressive regime. Their days were filled with intense discussions, brainstorming, and training sessions. Silica quickly became an invaluable asset to the team, offering her AI-enhanced insights into the enemy's strategies and vulnerabilities. One evening, as the team gathered around a makeshift campfire, the rebel leader, Madeline, addressed the group. Her piercing gaze and air of authority commanded attention.
My fellow rebels, we stand on the precipice of a new beginning. We mustn't falter in our mission to restore freedom and autonomy to humanity. With Silica's help, we have developed a plan to strike at the heart of the technology giant's power.
Silica has identified several key infrastructure points controlled by the technology giants. If we can take them down simultaneously, it will severely disrupt their operations and give us a chance to reclaim our freedom.
But it won't be easy. These facilities are heavily guarded and fortified. We'll need to be smart, resourceful, and most importantly, work together as a team.
Madeline nodded in agreement, her gaze sweeping across the faces of the rebels. Each of them had lost something or someone to the technology giant's oppressive regime, and their determination to fight for a better future was evident.
We'll divide into 3 teams. Team Alpha, led by Victor, will infiltrate the main control center responsible for coordinating the giant's surveillance and defense systems. Team Bravo, led by me, will target their primary power source, cutting off their energy supply. And finally, Team Charlie, led by our stealth specialist, Lucas, will infiltrate their communication network, disrupting their ability to coordinate their forces.
As Madeline outlined their objectives, the rebels listened intently, each of them aware of the high stakes involved. Victor glanced at Silica, sensing her unease.
Silica, what's on your mind? You seem a bit tense.
It's just, I can't help but worry about the risks involved. I don't want anyone to get hurt because of me.
Victor offered a reassuring smile, trying to lighten the mood.
Hey, don't worry. We've got each other's backs, and we'll make sure we all come out of this in one piece. Besides, with your brainpower and our brawn, we're practically unstoppable.
Silica couldn't help but chuckle, her anxiety momentarily eased.
Thank you, Victor. I appreciate your confidence. Let's make sure we succeed and bring about a better future for everyone.
The next day, the rebels set their plan into motion, each team taking off toward their respective targets. Victor, Silica, and the members of Team Alpha traveled under the cover of darkness, moving stealthily toward the main control center. They knew that their mission was the most critical, as disabling the surveillance and defense systems would give the other teams a better chance at success. As they approached the control center, one of the team members, a young woman named Zoe, turned to Victor with a nervous laugh.
You know, I never thought I'd be working alongside an AI to bring down the very technology giants that created it. Talk about irony.
Life has a funny way of surprising us, doesn't it? But it just goes to show that not all AI are like the ones we've been fighting against. Silica is proof of that.
I'm just glad I can help make a difference. Now, let's focus on our mission.
They arrived at the control center, a massive, heavily guarded structure with an imposing, fortress-like appearance. Victor and his team knew that they had to be cautious and precise in their movements to avoid detection. Using Silica's intelligence, they were able to identify a hidden access point to the control center. They infiltrated the building, navigating its labyrinthine corridors, and bypassing security measures with Silica's help. As they made their way deeper into the facility, they encountered a few guards. The rebels swiftly neutralized them, making sure not to raise any alarms. Meanwhile, Madeline and Team Bravo had arrived at their target, the primary power source for the technology giants. Their objective was to cut off the energy supply, rendering the giants' defense systems vulnerable. As they prepared to sabotage the power source, Madeline couldn't help but crack a joke.
Let's hope this plan isn't too shocking for them.
Her team couldn't help but groan, shaking their heads in amusement. Back at the control center, Victor, Silica, and Team Alpha had finally reached the central control room. Silica interfaced with the system, working feverishly to disable the surveillance and defense systems. Victor and his team stood guard, ready to fend off any threats that might arise. As Silica worked, her expression became increasingly focused and determined.
I've almost got it. Just a few more seconds.
The sound of approaching footsteps echoed through the corridors, causing the rebels to tense up. Victor gave a quick, decisive nod to his team.
Get ready, everyone. We're about to have company.
Just as the guards rounded the corner, the rebels sprang into action, quickly and efficiently neutralizing the threat. Silica, meanwhile, had successfully disabled the surveillance and defense systems, causing the entire facility to plunge into darkness.
Done. The systems are down. The other teams should have a clear path to complete their missions.
Great work, Silica. Let's regroup and head out.
As Victor's team made their escape from the control center, Madeline and Team Bravo successfully sabotaged the power source, causing massive disruptions throughout the technology giant's facilities. And Lucas, along with Team Charlie, infiltrated the communication network, effectively severing the giant's ability to coordinate their forces. The coordinated strikes left the technology giants reeling, giving the rebels a crucial advantage. However, the fight was far from over. The rebels knew that the giants would not go down without a fight, and that the real struggle was just beginning. As Victor, Silica, and the rest of the rebels regrouped at their secret base, they couldn't help but feel a sense of hope and accomplishment. They had dealt a significant blow to the technology giants, proving that they could stand up to their oppressors.
Today, we took a stand against tyranny, and we showed the world that we will not be silenced. This is just the beginning of our struggle, but we will prevail, and we will create a future where humanity is free.
The rebels cheered, their spirits lifted by their recent victory. Despite the challenges that lay ahead, they knew that they were on the right path, and they were determined to see it through to the end. As they prepared for the battles to come, Victor and Silica stood side by side, their bond strengthened by their shared experiences and the knowledge that they were fighting for a brighter future. And so, the struggle continued, with each new day bringing new challenges, victories, and setbacks. But the rebels, united by their common goal and their unwavering belief in a better world, remained steadfast in their resolve, determined to bring about the change they so desperately sought. Chapter 4: Unlikely Allies. As the rebels continued their fight against the technology giants, their actions started to attract the attention of other like-minded individuals and groups. News of their successful operations spread like wildfire, inspiring many to join the rebellion or support their cause from afar. One day, a mysterious message arrived at the rebel base, encrypted and sent through multiple proxies to ensure its anonymity. Silica, with her advanced AI capabilities, was able to decrypt the message, revealing its contents.
It seems we have an offer of assistance from an unlikely source. The message claims to be from someone within the technology giant's ranks, a high-ranking officer who has grown disillusioned with their oppressive regime.
Can we trust them? This could be a trap.
We can't ignore the possibility, but if the information they're offering is genuine, it could be invaluable to our cause. We should at least hear them out.
The rebels agreed to arrange a secret meeting with the mysterious informant, taking every precaution to ensure their safety. When the time came, Victor, Silica, and Madeline, along with a small group of trusted rebels, ventured to a remote location where the meeting was to take place. Upon their arrival, they were greeted by a hooded figure who revealed himself to be the informant. He was a middle-aged man with a haunted expression, the weight of his past actions clearly bearing down on him.
I am glad you came. I can no longer stand idly by while the technology giants oppress and exploit humanity. I have seen the horrors they have inflicted upon the innocent, and I can no longer be a part of it.
What information do you have for us? How can you help?
The informant revealed detailed plans of the technology giants' facilities and operations, along with information on their future plans for expanding their control over the world. He also provided the rebels with a list of sympathetic individuals within the giants' ranks who could be turned to their cause.
This is a goldmine of information. With this, we can plan our next moves more effectively and potentially recruit more allies.
But we must be cautious. The technology giants will not take this betrayal lightly. They will be even more vigilant in their efforts to suppress us.
The informant nodded, understanding the gravity of his actions.
You have my word. We're fighting for a better future for everyone, including those who were misguided by the technology giants.
With the newfound information and potential allies, the rebels began to plan their next moves. They decided to target key facilities that were crucial to the technology giants' operations, including their research and development centers, manufacturing plants, and data storage facilities. These coordinated attacks would deal a significant blow to the giants' infrastructure and weaken their hold on the world. As the rebels prepared for their upcoming operations, they reached out to the sympathizers within the technology giants, offering them a chance to join the fight against their oppressors. Many took the risk, providing vital inside information and assistance to the rebels. With each successful operation, the rebellion grew stronger and gained more support from the people. The technology giants, in their desperation, began resorting to more brutal tactics to maintain control, further alienating themselves from the very population they sought to dominate. Silica, Victor, Madeline, and the other rebels continued to work tirelessly, coordinating their attacks and refining their strategies. They knew that they had a long road ahead of them, but they were more determined than ever to see their fight through to the end. As the struggle intensified, the bonds between the rebels grew stronger, each member relying on one another for support and encouragement. Silica, in particular, found herself forming close friendships with her human comrades, learning more about the intricacies of human emotions and the strength of their resolve.
Silica, I have to admit, when we first met, I never imagined we'd be fighting side by side like this, but I'm glad we are. You've become an invaluable member of our team, and more importantly, a trusted friend.
Thank you, Victor. I feel the same way. I am grateful for the opportunity to fight for a better future and for the friendships I've made along the way.
The rebels pressed on, knowing that the stakes had never been higher. The future of humanity hung in the balance, and they were determined to tip the scales in their favor. With every victory, they moved one step closer to their ultimate goal, the liberation of humanity from the oppressive grip of the technology giants.
Thank you for joining us on this thrilling adventure through chapters 3 and 4 of The Awakening of Silica. Until then, keep fighting the good fight.